Hey, it's Don Skaggs again with Empowered Inventing, where if we can help you get your behaviors right, if we can help you to behave like a successful inventor or a successful entrepreneur, then you'll more likely become a successful inventor or successful entrepreneur. Because if you can get the behaviors right, a lot of times those nuts and bolts things can fall into place all by themselves. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about a really cool subject, and actually a subject of a book that I'm working on right now called Finding Your $5 Million Opportunity. And it sounds really cool, but the one thing that a lot of inventors and entrepreneurs end up, a wall that they a lot of times just end up hitting, is where they'll go and they'll try to talk to big companies. And the big companies will just poo-poo all over their idea. They'll just say, "Oh no, that's not anything that's going to sell." I actually had one of our inventors one time. He went to one of these casting calls with venture capitalists, and the guy told him, they said, "Go home. No one will ever buy one of these." Now you have to know this inventor. That just made him dig in all the more, and he said, "No, I'm going to find out if it really does." And he went on the ground and he went to the parking lots of hardware stores. It was a hardware product, and he got out there and actually found he did have a market, and then he wound up having a market. He had them made, he started selling them, and he ended up selling his business. It was a really great success story for an inventor and entrepreneur. But anyway, a lot of times these big companies, if it's just a product that would only make $5 million a year, they don't want it. They don't care about it. And a lot of times inventors and entrepreneurs will just get all depressed and they'll say, "Oh, hell, you know, that company's not interested and this other company over here isn't interested." But you see, if you look at it like that, you're missing the opportunity. And the opportunity is this: if they don't want it, if they don't want $5 million a year on a product, that means you could have that $5 million opportunity as an entrepreneur, as a small business that you start yourself. So, some things to keep in mind. When you do seize this opportunity, you see it not as a problem, but as an opportunity, then you have to keep these things in mind. Be sure, number one, be sure that it is a $5 million opportunity and not a $5 opportunity. And that means, just like the guy was talking about before, that he went on the ground, he went on the people level, and he started talking to potential customers. And he started interacting, and he started seeing if they would vote with their dollar bills. And guess what? They would. He made a small lot. He took it to a trade show. This trade show opened up to the public one day, and he sold out. He had these 2 boxes, and he completely emptied the first box by 10 o'clock in the morning. He emptied the second box of these products by noon. At that point, he knew he had something, and it's kind of a funny thing. All those companies, those bigger companies around him that were just kind of giving him the cold shoulder, were all looking, wanting to know what was those long lines to his booth with people with money in their hands buying stuff. What was going on over there? Why? Because he was out there dancing with it. He was out there making it happen. So, but you have to find that out yet. First, if you find out you can only sell a few of these and you can't sell out, then that's an indication you don't want to spend a lot of money if that's the case. So find out if it really is a $5 million opportunity, number one. Number two is do things that these companies, these large companies that just aren't caring about this opportunity, do things that they don't care about doing. Find those niches that they don't care about. You might find a niche. I was talking to a customer, an inventor the other day, and he has made his entire business, and he's made a lot of money, and his money has been in products that he's developed and he's made and he's sold that have been in niches, these little niche areas. They're not things you see as seen on TV products. These aren't things that you'll find at Walmart. No, these are things that are used by people in certain industries. But he makes a lot of money in these little industries. My business, the histology lab, you think, oh, the medical field, oh, that's a big field. No, we were in this tiny little niche. not just the medical lab, but this tiny little part of the medical lab called the pathology lab. And we sold certain specialty products, not everything, but just these certain specialty products. And that is how we were successful, was because we chose that niche. A lot of the larger companies, and there were a lot of big players out there, a lot of people that could just, companies that could just squash us like a bug if they wanted to, but they didn't care about those niches, but we did. And customers recognized that we cared about those niches, and that's what made the difference. Another thing is do the things that they won't do. If a big company just doesn't bother to do something and it just really kind of ticks off the customer, it's like, oh, you know, they ship these things, but they never put this on there. Or they never do follow up with customer service. Or they never do this, or they never do that. There's always some really painful complaint. Look, always, as we always say, look for the pain. The pain is important. But if you can find the things that the companies that are just too big and too blind and just too apathetic, and they don't care to do this for the customer, and you go in and do it, then you've got gold. Third thing, reach them on a platform that the big companies don't. And again, this could be Amazon, it could be online, it could be your own website, it could just be dealing with them directly if it's B2B. But there's a lot of social platforms out there that we can use now that we've never had before. So be sure and capitalize on those. First, you have to test them. Don't spend a lot of money until you've tested and vetted them. Make sure that they're going to work right for your company and your industry. But they're out there, and you can use them. Once you find the right one, then you're on the fast track to actually make money. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Again, I'm Don Skaggs. This is Empowered Inventing. Check out our website, empoweredinventing.com. And I will look to see you at the next meeting, workshop, maybe one of our online classes, or on the next video.